Imagine standing atop a crumbling temple deep in the Maya jungle at midnight. The call of distant howler monkeys echoes through the trees. Overhead the stars burn like 1,000 candles, unspoiled by city lights. For the ancient Maya, this sky was no ordinary roof. It was a living canvas, full of gods, heroes, and secrets waiting to be unlocked. Every shimmer, every movement in that sky told a story. The Maya believed the heavens spoke to them, not in words but in patterns. When the Milky Way stretched from horizon to horizon, it was not just a river of light, it was the great celestial serpent, winding its way through the universe. To stand in that darkness was to stand at the edge of two worlds, the earthly and the cosmic. The Maya did not simply look at the stars, they listened. They saw signs of rain, war, and destiny in the paths of planets. They built their greatest temples to match the sun's journey, and marked time with a calendar more precise than any in Europe at the time. To the Maya, understanding the sky was a way to understand themselves. Tonight, as we peer back through centuries, we unlock the Maya cosmos, and perhaps find our place in the universe alongside them. In our world, we often think of nature as something to master. We build taller, faster, and louder, but the Maya saw things differently. Their aim was not to control the cosmos, but to connect with it. They believed that humans, animals, trees, and stars were all woven together into one grand fabric. This view shaped their lives and choices. Instead of seeing themselves as rulers over nature, the Maya acted as stewards. They planted crops when the stars signaled. They honored the cycles of rain and drought, life and death. In their rituals they gave thanks rather than demanded favors. Why does this matter today? Because we live in a time of disconnection. We have lost touch with the world that sustains us. The Maya remind us that true wisdom is not found in domination, but in harmony. Their story is a call to notice the patterns that shape our lives, sunrise and sunset, seasons, and the quiet pull of the moon. By learning from the Maya, we might find new ways to live, not as conquerors of the earth, but as partners with it. Our modern journey into the Maya world owes much to a remarkable trio, Linda Sheely, David Friedel, and Joy Parker. Together they wrote a groundbreaking book that changed how we see this ancient culture. But their discoveries did not happen in quiet libraries. They happened in the field, under the same stars the Maya watched. Sheila was an artist and scholar, obsessed with unlocking the secrets of Maya writing. Friedel, an archaeologist, dug through the ruins of lost cities for clues. Parker, a writer, brought their findings to life with vivid storytelling. They trekked through jungles, scraped away centuries of dirt, and listened to the stories of modern Maya people. Their work was not just about old stones and faded symbols, it was about seeing the world through Maya eyes. They showed us that the Maya were scientists and poets, warriors and priests. Above all, they were seekers, chasing meaning in the shifting dance of stars. Thanks to these explorers, we can now walk a little farther into the heart of the Maya cosmos. The roots of Maya civilization run deep. Their story begins over 2,000 years ago in the rain-soaked lowlands of what is now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. The Maya inherited much from the Olmec, an even older civilization known for colossal stone heads and early writing, but the Maya soon made the cosmos their own. They built cities of stone, Tikal, Palenque, Copan, rising from the jungle like mountains. Each city had its own king, its own gods, but all shared a love for cycles. Time, to the Maya, was not a straight line, it was a repeating story. The long count calendar tracked not just years but centuries and epochs. Every ending was a new beginning. Maya cities lived and breathed in rhythm with the universe. Temples were aligned to the sun's path and the rising of Venus. Festivals marked the turning of seasons and the return of ancestors. Even war and peace followed cosmic signs. If Venus appeared at dawn, it was time to fight. To know the Maya is to know a people who measured life by the heartbeat of the universe. The Maya cosmos began in darkness with a tale both strange and beautiful. Before the world there was the sea and the sky, silent and empty. Then the gods gathered. They spoke the world into being. First the earth, then plants, then animals, and finally humans made from maize dough. But the world was not perfect. Enter the hero twins, Hunahpu and Expalanque. Their journey took them through the underworld, facing trials and monsters. They defeated the lords of death with wit and courage, bringing order to chaos. Their tale was carved on temple walls and whispered in the shadows of firelight. Maya kings saw themselves as heirs to these cosmic heroes. They performed rituals to connect with the gods, spilling their own blood to keep the world in balance. Their palaces and temples were star maps in stone, built to reflect the heavens. During eclipses or rare planetary alignments, kings would climb their temples and become living bridges between earth and sky. The Maya believed that what happened in the stars shaped their fate, and that, with enough wisdom, they could shape the stars in return. In the 1970s, Linda Shella sat hunched over ancient Maya glyphs. For centuries, these symbols had been a mystery, but Shella's artist's eye saw patterns others had missed. Piece by piece, she and her colleagues cracked the code. Suddenly, the Maya spoke again. Their history, their victories and heartbreaks came alive. David Friedel uncovered evidence of sacred kingship. Temples weren't just buildings, they were cosmic stages for rituals. Joy Parker painted these discoveries in words, weaving science with the living voices of modern Maya. Together, they found stories where others saw only ruins. The Maya had unique beliefs. Venus, for them, was not just a pretty light, it was the war star, its appearance often signaling battles. The Milky Way? A giant celestial serpent slithering across the night. Even today, Maya shamans in Guatemala light candles for the stars, ask permission from the earth, and honor the same cycles as their ancestors. Their art and science remind us that every stone has a story, and every story is a key to the cosmos. The Maya world was both beautiful and fierce. Perhaps the most shocking custom was royal bloodletting. Kings and queens pierced their own skin, offering their lifeblood to the gods. This sacrifice was not just ritual, it was the price of kingship, believed to keep the universe in balance. But the Maya were not just spiritual, they were scientific. They could predict eclipses with stunning accuracy, centuries before modern telescopes. By watching the dance of the sun and moon, they knew when the sky would darken and the world would hold its breath. Maya beliefs about the soul were complex. They taught that each person had not one, but 7 layers of spirit, each connected to a different part of the world or cosmos. When someone died, their soul began a journey through these layers, guided by the stars and the wisdom of the past. These secrets, at once startling and profound, show a culture that touched both the heights of the heavens and the depths of the human heart. The great cities of the Maya did not last forever. By the late 800s, many were abandoned, swallowed by jungle and time. But the Maya people endured. They did not vanish. They adapted. Their languages, stories, and rituals survived, passed down through generations. In recent decades, Maya descendants have claimed their heritage with pride. They fight for land, language, and respect. Modern astronomers marvel at Maya skywatching, while indigenous leaders teach the wisdom of cycles and respect for nature. The Maya way endures not just as memory, but as living force. Their story matters today. In a world facing climate change and cultural loss, the Maya remind us that resilience is more than survival. It is adaptation and renewal. And their voice calls us to recognize the value of indigenous knowledge in shaping a better future. We honor the Maya not just by studying their past, but by listening to their living wisdom. What can we take from the Maya cosmos? First, a sense of wonder. The night sky is not an empty void, it is a map, a story, a living connection. Second, an ethic of respect. The Maya did not seek to conquer nature, but to honor its cycles and rhythms. We can learn to notice the world around us, the phases of the moon, the turning of seasons, the quiet power of sunrise. By reconnecting with these patterns, we find meaning beyond screens and schedules. The Maya show us that every ending is also a beginning, every loss a chance to renew. As you gaze up tonight, remember the Maya. Let their story inspire you to seek balance, to honor the world, and to live as part of the great cosmic dance. The universe is alive, and so are we, forever woven into its starry embrace.